אשת חיל מי ימצא ורחוק מפנים יכרע ותבא לבעלה ושלל לא יחסר גמרתו טוב ולא רע כל ימי חייה דשרה צמר ופשתים ותעש בחפץ כפיה היית קוניות שוחה ממרחק תביא לחמה ותקום באור לילה ותיתן טרף לביתה וחוק לנערותיה זממה שדה ותיקחהו מפרי כפיה נטע כרם חגרה בעוז בתיה ותאמץ זרועותיה תאמר כי טוב שכר לא יכבה בלילה נרח ידיה שליחה בקישור וכפיה תמכו פלה כפה ברסליאני וידיה שליחה לאביון לא תירא לביתה משלה ככל ביתה לבשנים מלבדים עשתה לה שש וארגמן לבושה נודע בשענים בעלה בשבתו עם זקני הארץ סדין עשתה ותמכור וחגור נתנה לכנעני עוז וידה לבושה ותצחק ליום האחרון פיה פתחה בחוכמה ותורת חסד על לשונה צופיה לכל ביתה ולחם אסלו לא תאכל קמו בניה וישוריה בעלה ויהללה רבות בנות עשו חיל ואת עלית על כולנה שקר אכן והבל היופי אישה יראת אדוני תתהלל תנו לה מפרי ידיה ויעלו לה בשערים מעשיה. Stephanie, David, Barry, Corinne, Scott, Jamie, the grandchildren and great-grandchildren. We're here today to mourn the passing of a wonderful woman, wife, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. Marilyn Michala Bat David Aleha Shalom. The few verses that I have just read a minute ago describe the characteristic trait of an Eshet Chayil, a woman of valor. A woman of valor, according to our rabbis, is an individual, a person who is there for others. As we say in English, a people person. Not a selfish one, but rather a giving. Not the one who takes, but the one who provides. Your mother, Aleha Shalom, was that kind of person. And it is very important to make note that the emphasis is the personality, the person who loves and understands, a person who has compassion for others. Not just her beloved husband and children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, but for others also, her friends, people who might depend on her, even for a smile. The Talmud tells us, he who says good morning to his fellow man, it's as if he gave them a glass of milk early in the morning. Why is a glass of milk so important? It is because it is full of nutrients that a person needs to start his day. And that is your mom. Your mom was a person who cared, who loved, who understood with compassion all of your needs. She was there when you were happy, she left with you. When you were ill, she stayed up nights with you. When you needed whatever it was, she was there to provide it. She took you places, she brought you back. She was the one whom you knew your entire life. Unfortunately, she passed away. Unfortunately for the family, she's not there physically to give a hug and a kiss to talk to, and ask her advice. And again, let me refer to what the sages say. When a person passes away, he passes away with a very distinct mission to go back to God, to go back to where the neshama, the soul, came from. And that person has to accomplish something during his life. And once that mission is accomplished, Hashem, God, calls him back to go back to where he started. Your mother, Aliyah Shalom, was a person who worked hard. She made her life goal and objective to be a good wife and a good mother. And after we read in Eshet Chayil, a woman of valor, what is a good mother, one of the phrases which I've read is, she never served spoiled bread to her children. This is, of course, you understand, an analogy. Whatever she gave her children, it was only the best. Whether it is a real, physical loaf of bread, or a lesson, or a memory, or an advice. This is what I think you should do, my dear child. A person who cared for others, a person who was there always. Since the day you were born, since the day you opened your eyes, your mommy was there. She was there because she gave birth to you. She brought you to this world in order for you to bring other children and grandchildren. She was able, together with Marvin, build a universe around them. And that's, of course, the next generation and the generation after that. Their goal was to bring about the continuity of what they have learned from their parents. Let me refer again to the Eshet Chayil verses which I have read. The great emphasis is to be, as we say, to be a mensch. Of course, you have to go according to your traditions and religion. Of course, you have to have a very solid faith in God. But here in this world, between one another, we have to understand that the emphasis is the good relationship. We're not here to be selfish. We're here to take care of ourselves and, of course, of our friends and our family. We're here to provide for people who are needy. Marilyn was a person who was devoted to do chesed, a measure of kindness, to give tzedakah to a charitable organization. And she was the type of continuously, generously, give and give and give and give. That is the Eshet Chayil. So not only she gave her children, but she gave to everybody. That is the lesson that all of us, should learn. And of course, her children also. I was very impressed yesterday when I met with the family. The kind people that you are. I saw that translated into what your mother, Allah Shalom, taught you. And that is as important as Eshet Chayil, the woman of valor. In Hebrew, we say a person has a lev tov, a good heart. What does that mean, a good heart? A heart of gold, generous. Forget about me. Let me give you. It's okay if I don't eat today. I want to make sure that you eat, that you have everything that you need. That is the righteous person. And a person who's like that, who cares for others, they have God in their heart, in their mind, and in their soul. That is having faith in God. That's what it is, exactly. Many people express their attachment to religion by going to the synagogue, by perhaps studying some of the Talmud of the Torah, but that's just the surface, that's just the beginning. Fundamentally speaking, is to be the good person with everyone, and that starts in the home, with the husband and the wife, the father and the mother, and eventually they become the grandfather and the grandmother, and hopefully the great-grandfather and the great-grandmother. That is our mission in life. So when we go back to God, hopefully at an old age, we know we have a satchel full of good deeds to show God, says, this is what I accomplished. And this is what Marilyn has done. She went back to God with a suitcase full of good deeds. From this point on, every time her beautiful children would do a mitzvah, would do a good deed, it's to her credit. It's to her husband's credit. They brought those children to the world. That's their universe. That's their work. That's the fruit of their labor. That's the legacy she left you. In this week's portion of the Torah, we read about Sarah, the wife of Abraham. The verse enumerates the years of Sarah, how old she was before she passed away. And the Torah says she was 100 years, and then she was 120 years, and then she was 120 and 25 years. And the reason for that is to emphasize how good of a person she was. It's true, she had prophecy. True, she was a woman of God. But she was first a good wife, and first, on the same level, a good mother. She was an Eshet Chayil. And it's not just to the women, of course. The men also have to learn a lesson from this. The woman was given a very specific responsibility to educate their children, to build their home, not a house, but a home, to construct, to style, and to engineer her children's future. The genius behind this is the Eshet Chayil, is the woman of valor. She's the one who does that. And yes, she does get the credit. And that is the important role of a Bat Israel, of a Jewish woman. And her role is to give an example to her children and to her grandchildren. She always used to go for Yom Tov to her children, get involved in her children's life and her grandchildren, and that was for a very specific person. I am still your mommy, no matter what it is and where it is. That is the important emphasis which we learn from these verses of an Eshet Chayil. Please join me in a prayer to Hashem that Michala bat David should stand before him and pray for her dear family, her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Should pray for all of her friends. Pray for our community. Pray for the world Jewry and peace and shalom between us and other people, other nations. In this time of terrorism and war, we ask her to beg and pray to Hashem to bring shalom, to bring peace upon Israel. Amen. Hannah?
Grandma, we can't believe that you were gone. You were the best grandma any good kid could ask for, and we will all miss you so much. We are so glad that you are no longer suffering and that you are now with Grandpa and everyone else we lost up in heaven. As much as we love you, we know that this is what's best. We will always remember how amazing you were to us grandkids, and we'll never forget everything you did for us. When we were with you, you always made sure we were happy and fed. You welcomed in your house whenever we wanted. Having you and Grandpa 2 doors down from Alex, Maxie, and I made seeing you every day very easy. Maxie and I remember going to your house every day after school and watching Sleeping Beauty while we laid on your lap and you scratched our backs. One thing we all remember is your candy stashes and the stale M&Ms you always had out. We loved coming over and stealing your candy, knowing the next day you would get more for us. From all of us grandkids, we love you.
Stephanie?
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming to honor my mom. And I know this is a sad occasion it's for us, but my mom wouldn't want anyone to be sad. She wouldn't want anyone to be unhappy. She wouldn't want anyone to be shedding tears. And she is now, like Hannah said, with the love of her life. She's with my father. And I'm sure my mom is not going to leave us. She's still going to be around. And the rabbi had explained to us about how the spirit or the soul stays on for a little bit of time. So I'm sure she's listening. A lot of times my mom used to ask me all the time. She couldn't understand how 3 kids grew up in the same exact house, the same exact way, but they were different. We were different. You know what, Mom? I think, like in the last couple months, you must realize that we aren't different. My brothers and I are exactly the same. We are exactly the same as my mom. We have the same heart. My mom's biggest thing was her children, her family, and she would lay down her life for us. There were times that she had plans with friends or whatever, and she wouldn't go because one of us needed her. So she would drop whatever to help any one of us. And as I look at my family now, I see that they are exactly my mom. We are all exactly Mom. We are exactly what she is. We intensely love our families. They are the first and foremost thing that we think of every day when we wake up and every night when we go to bed. We will lay down our lives for each other and for our children. And we will always keep on your legacy, Mom, and we will continue the good work that you did. You raised us awesome. My brothers are awesome. Their wives are awesome. Their kids are awesome. I have an awesome family. We're very, very blessed. And please don't be sad for my mom today. Please come to our house and tell us happy, funny stories about my mom, okay? Because that's what she would want. She would want us all to be happy. She's happy now. I know it. I feel it in my heart. So, boys, Mom would want you guys to keep doing what you're doing because you're doing an awesome, awesome job with raising your kids. And all these kids, all these cousins love each other to the ends of the earth. And my mom should truly be blessed and really be at peace now that she knows that her kids are carrying on her legacy. So, Mom, from all of us, we love you to the earth, to the moon and back forever and always. Sorry. And one more thing I want to say. Uncle Jerry, I just want to tell you, you were the most awesome brother, and I hope I have those brothers when I go, that my brothers will do what you did for my mom. Every day you were there holding her hand, feeding her, doing all the things that she couldn't do. Every day religiously, and I thank you, and she knows it, and Nanny knows it, and Papa knows it, and my dad knows it. We all know. You loved her, and I'm sorry that she's gone. But we'll keep up with you.
Everyone, please rise for the memorial prayer. אל מלא רחמים, שוכן במרומים. המצא מנוחה נכונה, כנפי השכינה, במעלות קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים. את נשמת מיכל בת דוד שלחה לעולמה, בעבור שאנחנו מתפללים, בעד הזכרת נשמתה, בגן עדן תהא מנוחתה. לכן בעל הרחמים יסתיריה בצאתי כנפיו לעולמים, ויצרור ביצרור החיים את נשמתה. אדוני הוא נחלתה, ותנוח בשלום המשכבה, ונאמר Amen. God, full of compassion, who dwells on high, grant proper repose on the sheltering wings of your presence, and the holy and lofty levels of the holy and pure, who shine as the firmament unto the soul of Marilyn Aleha Hashalom, who has gone to her world, and for whose memory we pray. May her repose be in paradise. May the Master of Compassion bring her under the cover of God's wings and bind her soul in the bond of life. May the Lord be her heritage, and may she repose on her resting place in peace, and let us respond, Amen. Please be seated. The family received friends at the residence of Stephanie and David Novick at 2160 Fenway Drive in Beechwood, Monday, today, following services until 4 p.m., Monday evening from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., and Tuesday and Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., and in the evenings from 7 to 9 p.m. Friends who wish may contribute to Make-A-Wish or the ASPCA.